Bonjour, y'all.
Oh, bonjour, guys.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Today we are doing 101 facts about France. I know you are looking forward to this one.
I can't wait. This is going to be 101 things more than I'd ever known about France. So
I know you're trying the best you can to not be biased at all.
I'm not being biased. Nothing against France. I'm sure it exists. And so let's dive into it.
2-1.
Bonjour, motherfactors. Je m'appelle Sam, et aujourd'hui, we're gonna be looking at the wonderful country of France. Land of the croissant, home of the guillotine, France has much to offer in the areas of pastries and decapitation. But what creepy collection lurks beneath the streets of Paris? Which famous French landmark was meant to be scrap metal by now? And why are there always dozens of French schoolchildren on the tube when I'm really late for my internet addiction anonymous meetings? Oh, man. 2 out of 3 of those questions are going to be answered, so take a seat on the chaise lounge, grab a bowl of escargot and prepare yourself because this is 101 facts about France. Number 1. In case you thought this video was about a genre of electronic music that was popular in the early noughties, well, that's trance, and it ain't. Sorry. France is a country that is mostly located in Europe, though there are bits of France all over the place. We'll get to that later. Number 2. You see, the area in Europe is known as Metropolitan France, and is the 3rd largest nation in Europe by land area, and the largest in the EU. Ah, the EU. I remember that. Number 3.
Wait,
France has...
when was this made? Because I don't know if I think it's based in 6 years ago. Okay, yeah, I can see why he's crying for the EU right now. Got it.
a population of almost 67 million people, which is slightly more than the UK. Oh, they always have to be one up on us, those French, don't they? Number 4. France is also one of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, which was created by the main victorious states following the Second World War. Number 5. France's national motto is Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, except probably in a better accent than that. These emerged in the 17th century as Enlightenment values spread throughout Europe. However, the 3 words did not become the nation's official motto until much later. Number 6. France's flag is a very famous and very fabulous combination of 3 columns of blue, white and red. Blue and red are the traditional colours of Paris, and were adopted into the now iconic tricolour along with white, which has been described as the ancient colour of France. Number 7. The Gallic rooster is an unofficial national animal of France. The rooster as a symbol of France has its origins in an ancient pun from the word Gallus, which means both the people of Gaul and cockerel. Apparently, the people living in what is now known as France took the rooster on as an icon for their nation. France there being led by a cock, just like the US. Number...
Love that.
There's so many cock jokes we could make right now.
Dude, yes. Oh, yes, there is.
Oh, man.
If we had just 101 cock jokes.
I'm sure if you Googled that 101 cock jokes would come up.
Oh, yes.
Somebody
yes.
Try it and tell us what you find.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Number 8. The French Republic is divided into 18 regions, 13 in metropolitan France and 5 in overseas France. These regions are divided into departments. These departments are further subdivided into arrondissements. Arrondissements are subdivided into cantons, and cantons are subdivided into communes. My God, France, you couldn't be less complicated, huh? Number 9. As of January 2015, there are 36,681 communes in France. That's more communes than a communications department in the communist community. Nothing political there, I must stress. They just all sound a bit like the word commune. That's the level of my humour. Number 10. Technically, Corsica is known as a territorial collectivity, giving it a greater degree of autonomy over itself, but it's considered to be the equivalent to a region. Number 11. France also has several regions overseas: Guadeloupe, French Guiana, Martinique, Réunion, and Mayotte. From a legal standpoint, these regions have exactly the same status as those in metropolitan France, and so use the euro as their currency as a part of the European Union. It would be like if, I don't know, Kent was in the Caribbean. Exactly the same legally, weather-wise, very different. Number 12. France also has overseas collectivities. French Polynesia, Saint Martin, Saint Barthélemy, Wallis and Futuna, and Saint Pierre and Miquelon. Overseas collective have more autonomy. Some of them use the euro, some of them don't. And some of them are in the EU, and some of them aren't. Number 13. France also has a few other territories that fit into neither category. Trust me, don't worry, we'll start talking about decapitation soon. New Caledonia, which is known as the Special Collectivity of France, Clipperton Island, which is an uninhabited minor territory, and the French Southern and Antarctic lands, which have no permanent population but generally around 140 military personnel and civilian scientists. Number 14. The most widely spoken language in France is, shocker, French, or le français. Yep, I don't want to be too much of a show-off here, but I did get a B grade at GCSE. Anyway, French is the official language of France, and France is the country with the most native French speakers, so yeah, pretty French. Number 15. However, there are more French-speaking people in Africa than in France. Huh? In fact, the largest country by population where French is an official language is not France, but it is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Yep,
Crazy.
There's a plot twist you didn't expect.
Wow.
Number 16. French, like languages such as Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian, is a Romance language. Though these languages are stereotypically associated with love and tenderness, the Romance languages are those that evolved from Vulgar Latin. That's a form of Latin, by the way. It's not, like, cus, tis, motherfucking dis, sigh. So popular.
Like biggest dickets.
Biggest. Dicketh.
Oh,
Anytime
man.
we can make a Monty Python joke is a great day.
It's a great day. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, no parler de français. That's all I know.
Yep. Yep. Paris is in Texas.
Okay.
Motherfucking dis, sigh. So popular is French that it is the second most studied language in the world after English. I remember it like it was yesterday. Je m'appelle Sam, j'habite à Londres. Je travaille comme un voice on the internet. Yep, still got it. Number 18. Apparently 34% of French people can speak English, which is much higher than the percentage of British people that can speak French.
Yep.
Number 19. There are several words in French that feature 3 consecutive E's, such as créé and agree, which means created and approved. Number 20. The word France comes from the Latin Francia, or land of the Franks. Most of the Germanic European languages still have a variation on the Frank in its name for France. Frankreich in German, Frankreich in Dutch, Frankique in Swedish and Norwegian, etc., etc. Number 21. But where did the word Frank come from? There are a few competing theories about this, but the most likely of these appears to be that it comes from the Frankish word.
So we could just start calling France Frank and we're good to go.
Hey,
I-
Frank.
Frank. I can relate now. A lot
Frank-
more.
Frankly, I think, yeah, that you make a good point.
Frank.
Mhm.
It's the Frank of Europe.
Yeah, it's a Frank baguette.
Frank. Frank fries. Hell yeah.
Frank
yeah.
wine.
Oh God, I love some Frank cuisine.
Uh-huh.
That's the best.
Hmm.
Ah.
There are a few competing theories about this, but the most likely of these appears to be that it comes from the Frankish word franc, meaning free.
Free.
Number 22. Ooh. The oldest evidence of human life in what is now France dates back to approximately 1.57 million years ago. So, they old. Number 23. France is home to numerous decorated caves from the Upper Paleolithic era, including some of the most famous and best preserved examples, such as the Laco and Chauvet caves. Unfortunately, neither of these caves have been open to the public for years, as visitors had the exceedingly rude habit of breathing inside the caves. I know, right? Meaning the carbon dioxide that people were exhaling led to the growth of mold on the walls, damaging the art. Sad.
Rude.
How rude.
How dare you breathe in there? Isn't that what the COVID masks were supposed to prevent?
Yeah. They should have opened it then. They should have
Yeah.
opened it then.
Yeah,
Had a moment,
exactly.
like, hey, everyone's masked up. Set them, open the caves.
Missed opportunity.
Right.
Number 24. Throughout the Iron Age, what is now metropolitan France was inhabited by Celtic people known as the Gauls, which is why France is sometimes referred to as Gaul, mostly by fans of the comic Asterix, I imagine. Number 25. However, the ancient Romans had the gall to invade Gaul, with Julius Caesar eventually subduing the last remaining areas of the region in 51 AD. The Romans would ultimately control Gaul for over 5 centuries. Until... Number 26. The 5th century, when the Germanic Franks conquered the region and formed the Kingdom of France. Yay. Number 27. That's right, get your history hats on, folks, because here we go into the old past. One of the defining periods in the history of France is the 100-Year War, in which France and England duked it out over the French throne. France prevailed, helping to transform it from a series of feudal lands into a national state. And in England created the political and economic struggles that would ultimately lead to the War of the Roses, in which loads of people died. Also, Game of Thrones is based on that very War of the Roses, so we kind of have the French to thank for it.
Okay, I had no idea.
Me neither.
I never watched Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't have known to look through history to see what it's based off of. But
Yeah, no. I
There
would
you go.
never have guessed. But I mean,
Now
there
we
was,
know.
remember we checked out the, what did we check out? The Holy Roman Empire?
yeah,
It was
both,
that complicated where I'm like, now I see it.
yeah,
And now I see how it could be based around that time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. It was that, what the fuck is happening any day? So,
yeah.
Merci, France. Number 28. Between the 15th and 17th centuries, the French Renaissance prompted advances in many areas of thought, art, architecture, music, and science. Renaissance, by the way, means rebirth, and flourish from the rediscovery of classical Greek philosophy. Lovely stuff. Number 29. France eventually developed a hefty colonial empire, ultimately controlling roughly 8% of the world's land, in what would become the second largest colonial empire of the 20th century. Pff, come on, France, invading places and creating an empire? Who would do that? Oh, yeah, right.
Ooh, the few Brits that actually are watching this are fuming right now.
No, wait, what? We did it first.
Mm-hmm.
We invented colonialism first.
We invented history.
Oh, man.
Jonathan History would be proud.
Number 30. In 1316, King John I of France was proclaimed king 5 months prior to his birth, and sadly, only lived for 5 days. The strange circumstances of his reign means that King John I holds a number of distinctions. He's the only French king to hold the position since birth, making him the youngest French monarch. His death 5 days later also makes him the only French king to rule for the entirety of his life.
Oh.
Number 31. Louis Philippe, styled as the King of the French, survived 7 assassination attempts during his 18-year reign. In 1835, he was targeted using an array of 20 separate muskets, arranged on a wooden frame to fire simultaneously. 18 people were killed in the attack, but the king only suffered from a grazed forehead.
Wow.
Number 32. Shockingly, another French leader managed to beat the 7 assassination attempts. French President Charles de Gaulle is known to have survived over 30 assassination attempts, more than anyone else in the world. How are the French so invincible? Number 33. During the 16th century, France suffered through the French Wars of Religion, or the Huguenot Wars. Though the war broadly pits Catholics against Protestants, it also founded in a number of rivalries between various French aristocratic families. Approximately 3 million people died in this conflict.
Oh.
Wow.
Number 34. One of the most famous events in French history is the French Revolution. In the late 18th century, the French public, angered by growing social and economic equality, overthrew the monarchy, cementing France's status as a republic. It's basically what happens in the background of Les Mis. Remember that? Number 35. France's National Day, known in France as Le Fête Nationale, but more commonly known to English speakers as Bastille Day, is celebrated on the 14th of July and commemorates the storming of the Bastille prison during the French Revolution in 1789. The assault on the medieval fortress was mostly a symbolic act, only 7 prisoners were imprisoned at the time, but the Bastille's status as a symbol of the abuses of the monarchy made its downfall an important event in the Revolution. Number 36. During the Revolution, thousands of people deemed to be acting against the will of the movement were executed. In fact, almost 17,000 people were beheaded using the guillotine, although some estimates put that number far, far higher.
Wow.
This period became known as the Reign of Terror. But hey, yeah, make a musical about it. Why not?
Why not?
Number 37. The guillotine was last used in France in 1977 for the execution of a convicted murderer from Tunisia named Hamida Jandoubi. Officially, it remained as a method of execution for those sentenced to death until the abolition of the death penalty in France in 1981.
I think they should bring it back. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. I think we should implement that shit here.
Yeah,
Like,
make
a
it
guillotine? Yeah.
make
I'm
it
there
a
for that.
televised thing, or
Yeah.
stream it on social media for, criminals that actually deserve it.
Yeah. Like, look at this shit. Don't go there. Don't be this.
Yeah. That, or sentence them to, I don't know, build IKEA furniture or
Or-
something like that.
Or go to a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
Number 38. Although the monarchy was abolished in metropolitan France, there are actually several kings of France's overseas territories. For instance, Wallis and Futuna in the South Pacific is a French territory. And, like the popular Christmas song, it has 3 kings. Number 39. France has a semi-presidential system of government, which means it has a popularly elected head of state who has more power than a mere ceremonial figurehead. However, the ministers that he or she chooses as part of a cabinet are ultimately accountable for legislation. Yep, there's another politics fact for you. I know you'll love politics.
Of course.
Number 40. The capital of France is Paris, but Paris was originally a Roman city. Oh, no, sorry, I don't mean Roman, I mean Roman. Sorry, I'm hungry. A Roman city called Lutetia. Lutetia is a Celtic word meaning a place near a swamp, which is kind of nice, but mainly if you're Shrek. Number...
Oh, he said Shrek is life. Oh, Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Yep.
Do you understand that reference?
Probably not. You know what's funny? I just started watching the first Shrek again with my son before we went to bed.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I got maybe 10 minutes into it.
Got it. It don't Google it if you don't want your life to be completely messed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like Googling Boo Waffle.
Got it. Yep. I'm good.
Yeah.
near a swamp, which is kind of nice, but mainly if you're Shrek. Number 41. A staggering 20% of French people live in the surrounding area of Paris, known as the Parisian region. The meaning of life. Though Paris is indeed a very nice, pretty sparkly place, the nickname City of Lights actually refers to a high number of intellectuals who have lived there throughout history, though its early adoption of street lighting probably helped that name along. Number 43. There is only one stop sign in the entire city of Paris, is what an incorrect person would say. This commonly stated factoid is no longer true. The sign was removed at some point in 2012, so actually now, there's none. Sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
Whoa.
Number 44.
What? No stop signs in Paris? What? That is crazy. That can't be true.
Whoa.
Well, hopefully there's stop lights, but
Yeah, but a stop sign? Like, what? Okay, cool. You guys do you.
maybe it's just a more walkable city.
Maybe.
And I don't know.
When Hitler invaded Paris during World War II, the French cut the lift cables in the Eiffel Tower so that if he wanted to visit the top, he'd have to walk up the stairs. Nice passive aggressiveness among regular old aggression.
There you go.
Number 45. The oldest bridge in Paris is called the Pont Neuf, which translates to New Bridge. Very funny, Paris. Very funny. Number 46. A slightly more macabre fact about the nation's capital is that of the catacombs of Paris, which are ossuaries located beneath the city in the underground tunnels. What's an ossuary, I hear you say? I'm glad you asked. Ossuaries are boxes or rooms that contain the skeletal remains of the deceased. It's thought the remains of up to 7 million people are kept beneath the surface of Paris, in elaborately arranged displays of limb bones and skulls. So, just think about that next time someone talks about the City of Love, hey?
They literally got some skeletons in their closet.
Yeah, man. Dude, yeah.
Like-
And I've heard some crazy shit that comes out of those catacombs, you know?
Yeah.
And goes on in the catacombs. I mean, my God, my first introduction to the catacombs was in Indiana Jones. That's it.
Yep.
Number 47. Paris, with its big metal towers and underground bone reserves, receives around 83 million foreign tourists annually, the most of any country in the world.
Makes sense.
Number 48. The Louvre Museum in Paris is the most visited museum in the world, with an amazing 7.3 million visitors in 2016, meaning that it basically received the entire country of Sweden. The whole of Sweden didn't visit there, by the way. That would be mental. I just mean the number's the same. Sorry, I should have made that clearer. Number 49. The Louvre Palace, which houses the museum, was originally built as a fortress by Philip II in the 12th century, as protection against attacks from Vikings. I'm sure that glass bit wasn't built by him though, because how would that protect against any Vikings? Number 50. By far the most visited attraction in the capital is Disneyland Paris, which attracts well over twice the amount of visitors as the Louvre. So, that's 2 whole Swedens.
It's a lot.
Number 51. The Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris is the resting place of many esteemed writers, artists and academics, such as Frédéric Chopin, Honoré de Balzac, Marcel Proust, Oscar Wilde, and the frontman of The Doors, Jim Morrison. Unsurprisingly, for this reason, it's the most visited graveyard in the world. Number 52. Louis XIX, no relation to Charlie XCX, was technically the King of France for just 20 minutes, the shortest ever reign in French history. He ascended to the French throne in July 1830 following the abdication of his father, Charles X, and abdicated himself 20 minutes later.
Wow.
Number 53.
Can you imagine being any world leader for 20 minutes? What?
I mean,
what can you
that's
accomplish?
how you tick a box. That's how you tick a personal box. King did it. Bye, guys. Like,
What's the point at that point? I mean, obviously, you can't help if you're in line of succession to the throne, but
Yeah.
I guess you do have the choice to abdicate the throne. I'm not pronouncing words correctly.
It's sorry. I have no idea.
In France, you can marry a dead person. Who said romance was dead? Well, France, apparently. In 1959, a dam broke in Freyas, killing over 400 people, including a man named André Capra, who was engaged to Irene Jodard. Jodard begged then-President Charles de Gaulle to allow her to marry him posthumously. With the support from the media, she was given permission, and since then, hundreds of French men and women have married dead people. You can save money at least that way. You can have the wake and the reception at the same time.
How does that ceremony go? I now pronounce you husband and widow.
Till death do you part.
Yeah. What?
But that wouldn't make any sense, though.
So you just rewrite that shit. Just like, okay, you're just throwing this script out for some. Just like that's crazy. Cool.
Yeah, and also good thing is you don't have to bring flowers
What?
because they're already there.
Boom.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
It's convenient.
Number 54. The French army was the first to use camouflage in 1915, following a heavy defeat to the Germans that convinced military leaders to ditch their usually bright red trousers and white gloves, which look great, by the way, lads. Number 55. France is sometimes known as the hexagon, due to its roughly hexagonal shape. Very roughly hexagonal, I would say. Number 56. There is a commune in the north of France simply called E. It's the shortest place name in France and one of the shortest in the whole world, although I don't know how you can get any shorter than that, really.
I don't know. What's shorter than Y or E?
Yeah.
now I'm just thinking about the letters of the alphabet. Okay, if you put I in there, just the letter I, that's the shorter one. It takes up the least amount of space. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's your
Yep.
that's how you get a shorter name.
That's how it's more simple. They're doing too much with that.
Yeah, with a Y, just
Where's-
sticking out like
give-
that.
Do you guys know the way to Y? I mean E, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Number 57. Additionally, there's a small village in the southeast of France called Pussy. The name comes from Pusius, who was a Roman fella who owned the place way back when. I've never been, but I'd love to be found in Pussy. Stop laughing. No.
Oh, it's just too easy. Just don't go to any of the swimming pools because you don't want to be drowning in pussy. You know?
Yeah, you don't. That'd be a very interesting death certificate.
Yeah.
How did he die? Drowned in pussy. Damn. Damn, son. We bury a legend today.
Yes.
I know he was in France. Like, damn.
Number 58. There's also a town in southwestern France called... Oh, jeez. Called Condom. The French word for condom is actually preservatif. But a few years ago, the mayor decided to capitalise on the town's name in English by opening a condom museum. It closed in 2005.
Oh, thank God. That was not in good taste at all. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, they had to wrap it up in 2005.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
That museum was closed prematurely.
Yeah.
All the jokes.
Yeah. A good thing we didn't have. We had to go through condom way too fast. I'm out. I'm done. I got nothing else.
Oh my God.
Number 59. Up until 2016, at least 40% of the music on private radio stations in France had to be of French origin. However, following protests from French radio stations, the requirement was reduced down to 35%. The rule was first introduced in 1994 to combat what the government called an Anglo-Saxon cultural invasion. Ooh! Sorry. Now we are pricks. Number 60. The reading and writing system for the blind, known as Braille, was created by Louis Braille, a Frenchman who was blinded as a child while playing with a leather awl that slipped and struck him in the eye.
Ooh.
Number 61.
Hold on. It stuck him in the eye.
They say, oh my God, that's crazy. No.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
And then he invented a system for people who can't see to be able to make stuff out.
That's crazy.
Wow. How?
And struck him in the eye. Number 61. Since February 2016, it's been illegal in France for supermarkets to throw away or destroy unsold food. Shops are legally required to donate wastage to charities and food banks, which is good, I reckons. Well done, France. Bon merci.
Nice one.
Number 62. The Académie Française was founded in 1634 by a small group of French intellectuals to preserve the French language. Today, it attempts to limit the influence of new foreign words from other languages, mostly English, such as blog, hashtag, and email. Admittedly, though, they have mixed results.
Wonder what the actual words for all those things, like vlog, email,
Le vlog.
Le
Le
vlog.
email.
le email,
Le hashtag.
le hashtag. It's like what was John Travolta's character in Pulp Fiction?
Oh my God.
Le Big Mac.
What is it? Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
Number 63. France can also lay claim to being really good at not dying, as those assassination-dodging guys proved earlier. French woman Jeanne-Louise Colment was born on the 21st of February 1875 and died on the 4th of August 1997, making her the world's oldest ever human being at an incredible age of 122 years and 164 days.
That's crazy.
Nintendo 64. The oldest recorded human voice is French. Parisian inventor Edouard Léon Scott de Martinville created a device known as the phonautograph, which etched sound waves onto paper covered in soot. He never intended the recordings to be played back, but some smarty pants in America converted them into a digital file, revealing the sound of a woman or small child singing an old French song called Au clair de la lune, which is honestly creepy as F.
Whoa, that's a. What
That's
the
so
hell is
crazy.
that?
But that's crazy though. If you think about
Yeah.
it, like that's pretty insane.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't have this technology right here had it
Yeah,
not been for that.
that's whew, man.
Mm-hmm.
Number 65. Mont Blanc in the French Alps is Europe's highest mountain, standing proudly at 15,777 feet tall. It's also Europe's deadliest mountain, with an average fatality rate of 100 climbers a year. Yikers.
Yeah.
Number 66. Gare du Nord in Paris is not only the largest train station in Paris, it's also Europe's busiest railway station by far, with around 190 million passengers passing through it each year. Choo choo.
Toot toot.
Number 67. In news surprising to exactly nobody, France produces roughly 1 billion tons of cheese a year in around 1,200 different varieties.
Wow.
Number 68. In fact, almost 50% of French people eat cheese every day. Nombre 69. Oh, bon. The world's longest novel is Frenchman Marcel Proust's À la recherche du temps perdu, which translates to Remembrance of Things Past. It was first published in 13 volumes, starting in 1912, and contains a staggering paper-cut-inducing 4,215 pages.
That's way too much.
That's going to be my next Kindle gift.
Who are you gonna give it to?
Just people, gag gift. And
Gag
here you go.
gift.
Here you go. You'll be going like this for the next years of your life.
Yeah. I'll just have to eat more Taco Bell. That way, I could get through it more.
I'll just send people like, or I'll zip it and have it like PDF form. So what is this? Just fucking scrolling. Oh God.
Man.
Number 70. Number 70. France was the very first country to introduce the license plate when it passed the Paris Police Ordnance Act on August 14th, 1893.
Oh wow.
Number 71. In 1748, the cultivation of potatoes was made illegal in France,
What?
as they
What?
were thought to cause leprosy. 24 years later, and I can't believe what I'm about to say, but potatoes were decriminalised in 1172.
Legalized potatoes.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Just lay off the salt. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine that? What? They're taking away what? Leprosy? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, while you're at it, legalize marinara as well.
Legalize marinara. Damn it.
Number 72. It's often stated that in France, it's illegal to name a pig Napoleon. This isn't technically true. It's illegal to insult the head of state, but this law is barely ever enforced, so I guess feel free to name your French pig Napoleon. God, these facts keep getting weirder and weirder, guys.
Yeah.
Number 73. Oh, I spoke too soon. In the year 1386, a pig was hanged in France for apparently eating a baby's face. During the trial, yes, there was a trial, the pig was allegedly dressed in human clothing and was executed in front of other pigs as a warning, which I imagine was very effective. Due to the well-known ability of pigs to comprehend quite why humans would dress one of them up as people and then murder them just for eating a delicious baby's face.
What? What? They put a pig through a public trial and executed a pig.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey, listen, some town in the UK elected a monkey as a mayor. All right. They do things. That's what happens when you've already done everything. When you
By
guys
the
have all the
1300s?
history, you
Yeah,
guys have all
yeah.
the history. You guys started there. All this shit. We had this. 800s throwing around 3-digit date numbers. Ridiculous. You know, you guys have done it all. Nothing surprises me from across the pond anymore.
Yes, any of Europe. I mean,
No.
even though going with that weird thing that you just said, it reminds me of when Michael Moore tried to get a ficus elected to Congress because of something. But
Yeah.
hey,
But
we've all done weird things.
yeah, and listen, in Maryland, it's still illegal to take a lion to the movie theater. So, I think that's outdated. I think, we should allow that shit
Yeah.
and make it more entertaining.
Yeah. Oklahoma, it's illegal to go whaling.
But you know what, though? That's just environmental. They're ahead of the curve. They know some shit's about to happen, and they're about to be front row to seaside property.
Yeah.
So they're just getting their laws set before it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 7.
We are going off on the weirdest tangent here.
I love that. It's just illegal to whale in Oklahoma. Like, yeah. Anyway. Oh shit!
I think it's North Carolina. It's illegal to honk at a sandwich shop.
Is it really?
I think it might be another state. I can't remember.
Oh my god, dude! We got to do a list of craziest U.S. laws, maybe for this channel. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
but there's some wackadoo ones out there for damn sure.
Yeah.
74. Beauty pageants for children under the age of 16 are illegal in France. Good. There, I said it. And anyone caught attempting to organise or enter a child into such a competition can be punished with up to 2 years in prison or a €30,000 fine.
Wow.
Number 75. Including its overseas territories, France stretches over 12 different time zones, more than any other country in the world.
Damn.
Number 76. Remember all the way back in Fact 6 when I talked about white being the ancient colour of France? Well, that manifested in a slightly unfortunate manner between 1814 and 1830, when the flag of the Kingdom of France was just plain white, which probably didn't exactly do wonders for them, as they were probably seen as cowards, surrendering all the time. Number 77. For 214 years until 2012, it was illegal for women to wear trousers in Paris without official authorization. How the heck would you even enforce that law? Take them off now, lady. I'm not going to do the accent. Number 78. Members of the French Foreign Legion wounded while fighting for France can immediately apply for French citizenship. Apparently such people are French by spilled blood. However, you do get French citizenship anyway for serving in the French Foreign Legion for 3 years. Number 79. The French are known for escargot, which if you're, silly, is French for cooked land snails. The French eat approximately 30,000 tons of snails a year. But recently, French snail farmers have warned that up to 90% of snails found in French restaurants actually come from Eastern Europe, where villagers gather them in the wild. Meaning you could literally be eating a snail from a roadside in Poland. Mouth watering.
I can't get on board with escargot. I'm sorry.
I've had it before.
Really?
I've had it before.
What do you make of it?
It's the same. It's like it's like a weird shellfish. Like
I was
a
about to say
mussel. Isn't it a mollusk?
I guess like it would be related. It's like
So it has the
oyster.
Same, like the same flavor profile. Very chewy, but if you like
Okay.
calamari, and it's like I obviously not my first choice ever, guys. I'm not like, oh, I love some snail. No,
Yeah.
but it was served at the restaurant we were in. The table ordered it, and I was like, sure, let's have it.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever had.
All right. I mean, I guess if you can, I've had oysters before.
You got to get past the visual.
Okay.
Get past the visual. That's one of those things you close your eyes, bottoms up, and it's passable for like seafood.
Okay. All right. That's honestly good to know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a visual hurdle that you would have to get over, not necessarily the taste. The taste is, you've seen those like survivor shows and stuff. They eat bugs all the time, and you like you can hear them like, oh, this is actually not terrible heated up.
Right. And like you could classify lobster and crawfish as bugs.
Yeah.
And we eat those without a second thought.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh well. So to the French that are watching this, how do you prepare escargot? Let us know.
Yes, please.
Number 80. Okay, brace yourselves. Croissants are not French. Not originally, anyway. The Kipferl, the ancestor of the croissant, dates back to 13th century Austria. Indeed, the family of French pastries which croissants fall into, viennoiseries, means things from Vienna.
Wow.
Number 81. It gets worse for French cuisine. French toast isn't French. It dates back as far as the 5th century, and in France the usual term for what we call French toast is pain perdu, meaning lost bread, as soaking milk and eggs was a method of reclaiming bread that had gone stale.
Yeah, that's why people always, all chefs, when they have French toast recipes, they go for stale bread.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the croissant's actually Austrian.
I am at a loss for words. Where are we right now?
Yeah, I mean, typically the hamburger is associated with America, but has German origins. So I guess same deal. I don't know.
What? Tell me. Oh my god! If they take away the baguette, I'm done. This video is lies.
I love me some French toast, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's superior to waffles and pancakes. I'm just saying.
Oh, no waffles. I'm all day waffles.
Your team waffle? Okay.
I'm team waffle. Pancakes can go suck a duck.
Yeah, we can agree on pancakes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Waffles are, yeah. All right.
Number 82. So, how did it get the name French toast in English? Apparently, an innkeeper named Joseph French created a similar dish in 18th century Albany, New York, and instantly began advertising it as French's toast, but due to his poor grammar, he missed off the possessive apostrophe, and the name eventually evolved into French toast. However, there's no real actual evidence for this story, and the more likely explanation is that it was popularized in America by French immigrants.
There you go. France just brought it over.
Yep. Add that to the list of things.
Yeah. Thank you, France.
Yep, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Number 83. Though France has a reputation for its pretty nice cuisine, France is actually McDonald's most profitable market outside the US, obviously, with more than 1,000 restaurants spread throughout the nation.
Yeah, we just checked out that video of why is it that the French love American fast food.
Now, hear me out. I have a weird theory about this that wasn't covered in that video either. You know how a lot of people go to visit Disneyland? You know, they have a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
Maybe the tourists also flock to McDonald's heavily too.
Yeah, because it is one of the, like they said earlier, one of the biggest tourist spots ever.
Yeah, ever.
In the world.
So
yeah, I'll go with you on that one.
I think if there's a lot of tourists, McDonald's will do well.
A lot of tourists, a lot of Mickey D's.
Yeah, that's the one thing that combines us all, believe it or not, whether you want to admit it or not. McDonald's.
Yeah, 100%.
Number 84. Despite its entire cuisine apparently being founded on lies, France can claim one particularly impressive accolade. France has the highest number of Nobel Prize in Literature winners of any country, with 17. Number 85. The world's most famous bicycle race, the Tour de France, which meanders through the French landscape, has been running for over 100 years, and was originally started to boost the sales of a sports newspaper called Lotto. Number 86. France gives people medals for...
Hold on, I had something to say about the Tour de France. If you had told me in the year 2024 that I would have just as many Tour de France victories as Lance Armstrong, I would have been like, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
And I'm qualified to enter it, unlike him.
Ooh, that's, yep. Yep. Hey, man.
Ah, man.
My.
Number 86. France gives people medals for raising children with dignity. It's known as the Médaille de la Famille Française, meaning Medal of the French Family, and is awarded in 3 classes. Bronze for raising 4 or 5 children, silver for parents with 6 or 7 children, and gold for those raising 8 or more children. In 1983, it was reformed to allow fathers to be awarded as well.
Wow. Okay. So, weak pull-out game is rewarded in that country.
Interesting. Because I mean, it doesn't really mean nothing, obviously, but that's something. Like, hey, man, I don't know how you did it. Congrats. Here you go. Your country appreciates you.
Yeah.
The Census Bureau
Yeah.
appreciates you.
Yeah, the Census Bureau.
Number 87. According to one study, France suffers from the highest rate of depression in the world.
Aww.
Oh man, that sucks.
Mm.
Sorry, France. Number 88. The first and only French actor to have won Best Actor at the Oscars is Jean Dujardin for his role in the 2011 film The Artist.
Wow.
Number 89. One of France's most iconic structures, the Eiffel Tower, was only ever meant to be temporary and was going to be demolished after 20 years and sold as scrap. Number 90.
What?
However, the Tour Eiffel, as it's known in French, ended up staying as it was useful for scientific experiments with radio. It now has to be painted every 7 years to keep it looking spiffy, a bit like my statue of Jennifer Lawrence that I made out of clay. Number 9.
One, that's a bit creepy. I'm sure Jennifer Lawrence would not appreciate knowing that. But the
Was
Eiffel
it-
Tower,
Yeah, was that a World Fair kind of thing?
I think
Was
it
it
was.
erected by like in the for the World's Fair?
Yeah, I think
Um,
that was, and just a prop. But
And it just stayed.
it there was use for it, and I guess it's
And
iconic now.
Now it's iconic. Now they have to maintain it. Damn.
Yeah.
91. A replica of the torch carried by the Statue of Liberty, known as the Flame of Liberty, stands at Place d'Alma as a gift from the USA to France. Due to its location, it's become an unofficial memorial to Princess Diana of Wales, who was killed in a car accident in the Paris underpass in August 1997. Number 92.
Wow. So they gave us a big old Statue of Liberty, and that was what we gave them in return.
Yeah, what I got very confused. We gave them the flame on top of Lady Liberty, which is a statue they gave to us, and now it's a Princess Diana memorial site. I'm very lost.
That's a lot of confusion.
I'm very confused. I'm very confused. Please explain that in the comments.
Yeah.
France was the fourth country to acquire nuclear weapons and tested its first A-bomb in the Algerian portion of the Sahara Desert in 1960. France is now only one of 5 nations that possesses hydrogen bombs, which uses nuclear fusion instead of nuclear fission to create explosions even more powerful than those created by the United States when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Number 93. Speaking of atoms, the two-piece bathing suit known as the bikini was almost called the Atom, and was created in 1946 by French fashion designer Jacques Haim and French automotive engineer Louis Réard. Number 94. There's a coffee shop in Nice called La Petite Syrah, where not saying please or s'il vous plaît makes your coffee more expensive. They love those manners, those guys.
Nice.
Number 95. Have you ever drank champagne and other factors? Of course you have, you classy people.
Yep.
But make sure you never drink champagne. As real champagne can only be called champagne if it's from Champagne. Otherwise, it's just sparkling wine. Number...
Bless you.
Sorry about that.
Sorry,
I'm
man.
allergic to all that sham pain.
Sham. The sham and the it puts the pain in the sham.
Yeah.
Man,
That's why I stick to sparkling wine.
smart.
Number 96. Apparently, French people sleep for longer than anyone else in the developed world, with an average of 8.83 hours a night. Of all the reasons to be jealous of the French, this is probably the biggest one.
Yeah,
It's because they're depressed.
Number 97.
because they have the highest depression rate.
Because they're depressed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That helps. It helps sometimes.
During World War II, Sikador Bengabrit of the Mosque of Paris helped as many as 100 Jews to escape the Nazis by giving them fake Muslim identity documents. Number 98. 2 new cookbooks are published every day in France. They love food, don't they? Hey, all of these have been about food. Making me hungry now.
I kinda
Number
place-
99. It's illegal to say follow us on Twitter or check us out on Facebook on French television, as this is apparently unfair promotion of these social media sites over others. Number 100. Paul Deschanel, who served as president of France for several months in 1920, was known for his eccentric behaviour. He's known to have walked out of a state meeting and jumped into a lake fully clothed. And on one other occasion, he greeted the British ambassador wearing the French sash of office and nothing else. Basically, he wore clothes when he shouldn't have and didn't wear clothes when he really, really should have.
Wow.
Numero Sandon! In 1997, a group of medieval enthusiasts began building a castle in France using only tools, materials, and techniques available in the 13th century. It's known as Guidelon Castle, and is due to be completed sometime in the 2020s. I hope to visit there one day with my lady wife, Queen Jennifer Lawrence, and we can rule Europe together. Oh, who am I kidding? I don't have an army. Well, I have you guys, but I don't think you'd fight for me. It's a bit weird to fight for someone who talks to you online, isn't it? But hey, just be ready one day for if the time comes. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Right, end board time. Watch these videos. Bye.
Oh, so awkward. I guess that's the French equivalent of the Beamish Museum in the UK, which I have plans to visit that.
And we have an equivalent of that in medieval times.
Yes, medieval times. Yep.
Factual.
All right. Well, we know more about France now than we used to.
Or do we, guys? Let us know in the comments.
Because these 101 facts ones are kind of missed sometimes. They get the conversation rolling, which is always the important thing, is to get that conversation going.
We learn our facts from the comments, guys. So.
The positive ones. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching, and for those comments, consider subscribing, watching another video. Thank you to our channel members. We appreciate your support. Best way to support channels, go buy some merch. What else, Dan?
Unplug and do something legendary, guys.
And we'll see y'all next time.
Later.